Hi friends, imagine if you enter a world and the back of your hand is facing forward, or if someone touches you from behind and you look back and they are also facing back, or if parts of the human body are rotating inside out and you can see them, you will not believe it, right? Well, like in this five-dimensional space-time theory, this five-dimensional theory is not so easy to understand. That's why let's start this video with the basic principles. That is, let's start from 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The famous Greek geometer Euclid wrote about these elements in his Euclideia in 300 BC. After 200 years of use, people stopped believing in these geometric elements introduced by Euclid. The reason for this is that Euclid in his work explained how to go from one point A to another point B, that is, from one place to another through a straight line. But when man started traveling by ship, he realized that a straight line was not useful for traveling short distances from one place to another. He realized that a straight line is only useful for flat areas. He realized that the straight line theory is not really useful for traveling on a curved surface. For this, a new theory called geodesics was invented. By the end of the 19th century, a lot of research was done on it, and a new theory was brought with the name of the fourth dimension. But here a problem arose. Scientists called the fourth dimension the fifth dimension of space. But we believed in the third dimension more and used it. Why do we use it? In the 4D universe, we can only see things in the lower dimension. For example, in 2D objects, we can only see objects moving back and forth. In 3D, we see the shadow of an object clearly in 2D, but we do not see the object completely. If we change the angle a little, the object in 2D will be completely visible to us in 3D. 3D completely changes the 2D world. That is, people like us can't even imagine 4D. Let's look at the explanation for this. You will see a small dot on the screen, right? It is in 0 dimension. If you copy and paste it on that screen, you will get a straight line, that is 1D. If you copy and paste the same line again and combine them, you will get a 2D rectangle. If you copy and paste that rectangle again and combine them, a 3D cube will be formed. And 4D is the shape that you get when you combine two 3D cubes and connect their vertices. 4D actually seems very difficult and confusing, doesn't it? And what do we really need to understand this? When scientists learned about dark matter, they learned about the fifth dimension. They learned that the fifth dimension is formed by fermion particles. The universe changed from the first dimension to the fifth dimension. When the Big Bang Theory came out, all the scientists thought the same thing. Strong, weak nuclear forces, magnetism, gravity. All it was thought that when the Big Bang happened, they would have become a single force. It is possible to imagine the combination of strong and weak magnetic forces, but no scientist has given proof about gravity because gravity and magnetic forces cannot be combined. Then, through Einstein's theory of relativity, E equals mc squared, to prove the fourth dimensional space-time fabric, he also mathematically proved it in the fifth dimension. Two European physicists, Theodore Kaluza and Oscar Klein, helped him. He found this matter interesting and fascinating because it is possible to combine gravitational and magnetic fields in the fifth dimension. But how? Kaluza's answer to this is that after objects with high intensity hit each other, a third object particle coming from there flies from the 4D universe and leads to the fifth dimension. But will it be visible to living beings like us? No, because that object is too. It has intensity. It goes from energy to mass to gravity. That's why it's called gravity. It affects gravity, but we can't see it in our dimension. But where does electromagnetism come from? Physicists Arcadian Carmona, Zviyan Kaslow, and Matthias Neubert recently went to dark matter in their study, and then they studied the fifth dimensional portal. In fact, a few years ago, Arcadian Carmona's team found a problem with the Kaluza-Klein theory. That is when a large object is pulled up by a strong electromagnetic field. That object rises only due to gravity. Similarly, there are strong magnetic forces in the universe, and they pull gravitons up from the upper dimension through gravity. What happens if, in the eyes of these physicists, the graviton is in dark matter in the fifth dimension due to the effect of gravity? The electromagnetic force pulls it up, but how? They will prove that in this research, they learned another important thing. They found out that the graviton objects that have been showing a lot of gravity since before are only ordinary fermion particles. For this, they started researching from the beginning of the universe. Dark matter, matter, antimatter, and so on. At the time of conducting research on all these, the party of ordinary objects who met looked at the mathematical equations of the fifth dimension together. Do you know what an extraordinary thing they learned? The matter formed after two fermions collide with each other and go into the fifth dimension and interact more than the Higgs fields that give more mass. That is, their mass is not 1 or 2 times, but a few thousand times more. Their gravity in the universe is also high. We cannot see it. Do you remember anything when you hear these characteristics? Your guess is true. A recent study on dark matter has shown that dark matter is a matter in the ordinary fifth dimension. The largest hadron object today is the largest accelerator object. The two ordinary fermions that form the material are more than the largest hadron object. Even if you combine one with another with density, it can also be used as a fifth dimension portal. It sounds strange to hear, doesn't it? There are things related to this in our Puranas too. The Ramson effect is true, but it is also necessary to see it from this perspective. According to Hindu Purana, our life is in these 3 worlds: the earth, the underworld, and heaven. Let's say these are in 3 dimensions. Brahma, who is in the 4th dimension, controls these, which is why the universe is also called Brahman in Sanskrit. If you go up in the 5th dimension, Sri Mahavishnu controls everything and uses his laws and energy. All this is a bit much according to the Puranas, but we should keep everything in mind. We are reviewing the evidence on these completely. Let's see what happens. If you like this video, like it and share it. If you have subscribed to our channel so far, subscribe now and click on the bell icon. Let's meet again in the next video. Thanks for watching.